WFMU. The best show. 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 WFMU.
It's 9 p.m. on Tuesday. That means it's time for the best show on WFMU. 120 minutes worth of mirth, music, and mayhem, hosted by the one and only Tom Scharpling. The best show on WFMU broadcasts each and every Tuesday night from the 24th floor of the WFMU broadcast building, overlooking beautiful downtown Jersey City, New Jersey. As always, the phone number is 201-200-WFMU. So call now. But please, refrain from dialing unless you've got something to say. My name is Ali Farinaki, and as always, thanks for listening. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Like the pizza box says, you tried the rest, now try the best. Take it away, Tommy!
At my house I've got no shackles. You can come and look if you want to. Through the halls you'll see the mantles where the light shines dim all around you. And the streets are paved with gold. And if someone asks you, you can call my name. You're just a thought that someone, somewhere, somehow feels you should be here. And it's so for real to touch, to smell, to feel, to know where you are here. And the streets are paved with gold. And if someone asks you, you can call my name. You can call my name. I hear you calling my name. Yeah. All right. By the time that I'm through singing, the bells from the schools of walls will be ringing. More confusions, blood transfusions. The news today will be the movies for tomorrow. And the waters turn to blood. And if you don't think so, go turn on your tub. And if it's mixed with mud, you see it turn to gray. Then you can call my name. I hear you calling my name.
Salon.
Come on down to my candy salon. Take it off and we'll turn it on until my counterfeit blood. Hey, yeah. rolled out of the runway, flashed me a picture of a kid. And when the sun came up, she just hit it like a speedballer sitting at 10 feet high. She and me swore that one, they were really gonna fly. They were gonna fly. The Australia, the weather's so clear. Nothing so ugly is out the Australia. The weather's so goddamn clear. No, nothing's so ugly. Who's gonna find you and me here, girl?
Hey, this is WFMU, East Orange, WXHD, Mount Hope. And this is the best show on WFMU, brought to you each and every Tuesday night. My name is Tom Scharpling. I'm here with you until 11. And I should just say, if you were in the building, I think there's somebody waiting at the door for you. I tried to hit the intercom, but nobody was picking up. So if you are in the building, Scott, you have a friend waiting for you. The phone number is 201-200-9368. And we have a lot planned for tonight. We have later in the show, we're going to be talking to Cliff Petterson, who is a weatherman over at CN8, which is a cable channel throughout New Jersey. They do New Jersey news and New Jersey information. So we'll be speaking to him in the show, and he'll give us some insight into how come the storm of the century kind of became the storm that never was. So we will speak to him later. The email address, you can always email me at toms@wfmu.org. And tonight, we will be going open phones tonight. It's all open phones. So 201-200-9368. The line is wide open for your calls. We just heard from Urge Overkill, taken from the Americruiser album from way back a long time ago on the Touch and Go label, Out on the Airstrip, from Urge Overkill, back when they were actually a good band, when you could actually say you liked Urge Overkill and you wouldn't get laughed at. Drunk Horse, something new from Drunk Horse. a record called Tanning Salon, and we heard the title track, which had something to do with drilling the hole in a wall of a tanning salon and staring it at people. That's on the Man's Ruin record label, so you can check that out. Love before that from a hot reissue of the Forever Changes album put out by Rhino. We heard A House Is Not a Motel. And the reissue has a lot of bonus stuff on it, but we didn't get to the bonus stuff. I figured I'd play one of the emphasis tracks, because Rhino sends the record out and they tell us pretty much which tracks we should play if we want to help them have a hit album. And, you know, naturally, Alone Again Or is an emphasis track. A House Is Not a Motel. The Red Telephone. Bummer in the Summer and You Set the Scene are the tracks they're pushing. As well as the alternate mix of Your Mind and We Belong Together. They're pushing that, which is one of the bonus tracks. So if Rhino has their way, they will probably have about 7 hit singles from this Love album. And starting us off, Tram, from an album called Frequently Asked Questions on the Jet Set label. We heard Now We Can Get On with Our Own Lives. And now we can get on with the best show on WFMU. 201-200-9368 is the phone number. Later in the show, Cliff Petterson, the weatherman from CN8, will be calling in. That's the second hour. But, hey, you know what? Something we haven't done in a while is unfair record reviews. We had talked about doing those every week, but things kind of got sidetracked from how they originally were, and we kind of got thrown off schedule. So, and you also have to excuse me. We're broadcasting from a different studio in the building. I'm trying to just get used to the headphones and to the sound. This mic has a different sound. Usually I lean right up on the mic like this and do my show like that, but I cannot do that tonight. So I'm trying to find the correct space between mouth and microphone. But anyway, we did these unfair record reviews where I would pick out a new album or an old album and unfairly review it. Now I have in front of me 2 records. Well, I would like to unfairly review one of them tonight. I have the solo album by Stephen Malkmus, the guy from Pavement. And I have the new album by Tortoise, which is called Standards. Which one do you want to hear unfairly reviewed? The phone number is 201-200-9368. Give me a ringle. Oh, hey, how about that storm, huh? We were, who wasn't bracing themselves for the storm of the century? I actually stayed in Sunday. Actually, Sunday I went out on the road before the storm started, and there was actually nobody on the road. The busy highways were clear as day in the middle of a Sunday. And then Monday, I just hid inside, bracing myself for the inevitable, for being trapped. I actually spoke to somebody who lives down the shore, and we talked about what the proper evacuation procedure would be for them if, or not if, when this storm got to be as strong as it was supposed to. So Cliff Petterson will be helping us clear up some of the misconceptions with the storm and the weather and all that stuff. And I need to unfairly review one of these records. 201-200-9368. Do you want to hear me do the Tortoise record or the Stephen Malcolmus record? Which one do you hate more? Which guy do you want to see get it more? The guys from Tortoise or the snob from Pavement? FMU, you're on the air. WFMU, you are on the air. Okay. FMU, you're on the air. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. Daddy needs to learn how to work these phones now, so we're all going to help out. FMU, you're on the air. FMU, you're on the air. Oh. Hey, FMU, you're on the air. Oh, here we go. Hey, FMU, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi.
Hey.
Gotta review Malcolmus.
You want to review the Malcolmus record?
Yeah.
Do you hate him?
Yeah.
What do you hate about him the most?
He's sort of a turkey.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like him either.
Kind of smug.
You think?
Yeah.
So let's do it. Do you want to join me for this? You just want to listen?
I don't know. I'm kind of nervous.
Well, don't be nervous.
Okay.
All right, let's see if we can do this so that you can hear it. Can you hear? Well, hold on a second. Can you hear this? This music?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear this? Can you hear that?
Sounds like space music.
You know what gets me about him? Is that he,
His smugness?
his smugness really gets me. But it's just that the way he talked about he was so limited by the other guys in Pavement.
Right.
So I guess we should be in store for some real musicianship on this record.
I'm looking forward to something like Rush.
It should be for the amount of bashing he did of the other guys. Mm-hmm. This better be at the musical level of Rush.
I'm hoping so.
Well, let's listen. All right, that really sucks. Let's change to
go to track 2.
I can't do track 2. It actually has a curse in it. But here's a track called JoJo's Jacket.
And in a funny way, the shaving of my head has been a liberation from a lot of stupid vanities, really.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward. Hey, he mentioned Yul Brynner, so I guess it's another one of his his crazy lyrics where
That's like when he mentioned the guy from Rush.
Yeah, just like when he mentioned. I guess that's that's a step forward from Pavement.
Yeah.
It's good to see It's good to see he couldn't. He's doing things he wasn't allowed to do or able to do before.
They held him back.
They were holding him back. Here's a song called "Church on White."
Bakers drop out. Promise me you will always be too awake to be famous, too wide.
Hey, it's good to see he.
It's totally different than Pavement.
Yeah, it's really totally different than Pavement. It's good to see he dumped the other guys from Pavement so that he could form a Crowded House tribute band.
Oh, that's being harsh.
You think that's too harsh?
No.
Be safe, but all you really wanted was everything, plus everything.
It's good to see with a song like that, I guess he's got his eyes on maybe getting on a soundtrack of some sort.
Maybe like Melrose Place. Is that still on?
Something. Not. I don't think it's still on. Maybe he could get on like Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He could get a song on their soundtrack.
It sounds lucrative.
Yeah, and it's also, you know what also gets me is he bashed everybody else in Pavement, saying that their musicianship was holding him. Have you ever holding him back? What boy? He's such an awesome singer. I can see how their lazy musicianship didn't match his lazy singing.
Oh, you need to lighten up, friend.
Really?
No.
Hey, here's I guess this is him doing his. This
sounds like boogie rock.
Sounds like Badfinger. It's.
Age 19, I was kidnapped by Turkish pirates.
He sounds like.
What was that line?
At age 19, I was kidnapped by Turkish pirates.
Huh.
He's some lyricist.
Well, God bless him. He makes more money than we do.
That smirk, though. Doesn't that smirk just get you?
Yeah.
It just cuts right through me. That's right. It's almost like he's saying, I have money.
Yeah.
He's almost like saying, this is still just a game for me.
Kind of like, like he's slumming it, maybe?
Yeah, like he's just saying, at any point, if this record fails, I pick up the phone, I go work with my dad.
Oh, well.
I'm at my dad's company 2 weeks from now.
You should really give him a break.
Should I?
No.
So let's check out there's a song called Trojan Curfew I want to check out. Let's
play the new Monster Magnet.
I don't have it with me here.
Okay.
I think I side with the other guys in Pavement. I think the best thing that could have happened to them was them getting kicked out.
No, it's like country. It's like Hawaiian country.
Greek gods are communing beneath the Doric arch, and they talk how small we humans are.
Oh, how bad is this record? Nice try, Malcolmus. You sucked this time out, buddy.
What do you give it, though?
What do I give it?
Well, like a grade.
I'd probably give this a D-.
Ooh.
Let's check. Here's
Do you want to know where it stands right now?
It's like rap.
It is almost rap. And again, I can hear how, those guys from Pavement, when they played on those records like Perfect Sound Forever.
Well, I don't think Eyeball could get that function.
Yeah, I don't think Eyebolt has this sense of rhythm that this guy obviously has doing this boom, boom. Oh, listen to that steel drum. Hold on. This makes the record right here. Just listen, steel drum. I could hear in the headphones. I don't know if you could hear it. There's actually a steel drum in the background.
Sounds like he's taking a page from Mr. Buffett.
It sounds like he just might be. There's a chance that he could be the upper middle class Jimmy Buffett, if given a chance.
I think the world's ready.
I think the world is ready for him to. Hey, does anybody know how this record is doing? This Pavement record? I mean, this.
I haven't heard. I've seen great press.
Yeah, I've seen great press. It's not. Boy, he's not in the.
He must have a heck of a publicist.
Yeah. Hey, let's add another call here to the air. Let's try this. FMU, you're on the air.
So, play something you think is good, wise guy.
Play something I think is good. Well, I kind of did just play 4 records before that I think are good. Stephen Malcolmus, you get the thumbs down, buddy. Sorry. You blew it this time.
Crank up that monster magnet.
I might get that monster magnet on. Thanks for calling, pal.
Okay.
Okay. The phone number, 201-200-9368. Open phones all night, and later in the program, we've got Cliff Petterson calling up, CN8 weatherman, New Jersey News. He's going to give us some insight into the storm that didn't happen. WFMU, you're on the air.
Hey, I wish you would actually tell the truth about Slater-Kinney there.
You want to hear me do a Slater-Kinney record?
Review it with truth.
Well, what do you think of Slater-Kinney?
So very little.
Let's do it. Tell me. You got the mic, buddy. Let's talk.
Oh, God, where to start?
Well, give it a shot. Just give me one opinion. What drives you nuts about him?
Well, I guess if you're going to base opinions on gender, or if you're not going to do that, I think it should go either way.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I kind of always thought, as an example, the 7-Year Bitch Band.
Yeah?
You know, if they hadn't all been women, nobody would have given them a second listen. But, you know, they totally rode that. So I think Slater-Kinney is just kind of the latest version of that.
So that just drives you nuts that everybody fawns over them.
They're just so boring. I mean, beyond the fact that they're women, which last time I checked is just not that revolutionary.
Uh-huh.
Totally snooze-a-phonic. And I also think you should play the latest Monster Magnet.
You want to hear some Monster Magnet?
Well, you know, yeah, that would be good.
We got some Red Bank Pride coming through.
All the way from Oregon.
You're from Oregon?
Yeah, I'm listening to you on the net.
Really?
Yep. I listen to you all day, every day.
How are things out in Oregon?
Warm and sunny.
Really?
Seriously, it's very strange.
And how about your beloved Trailblazers?
Oh, I don't know nothing about them.
You don't follow that?
The Portland Heartbreakers.
Is that what you call them?
After last year.
Hey, it took a special effort for them to do what they did last year.
What, to throw it for cash?
So you actually think it was you actually think it was fixed?
I'm highly inclined, with my ignorance of sports, I'm highly inclined to believe that, though, from all my sports fan friends, what they've told me.
So they think it was fixed?
Well, just, yeah, I mean, on the basis of the markets where the commercial money would have been made if it had been between, you know, a rinky-dink town and the huge media markets.
So you think they were nervous that if Indiana got, because Indiana was coming from the east.
Right.
So you think an Indiana-Portland series would have...
You would have had like a quarter of the people watching it as opposed to, or less, as opposed to if the Lakers were in it, which they clearly were. So I'm sure a lot of people made a lot of money.
See,
Did you see that last game?
Yes.
It was totally ridiculous. I watched very little sports, but watching that was like, I mean, what, they were up by 12 or something with a minute to go or whatever?
Well, no, not that much. Going into the fourth quarter, I think they were up by 14.
Oh, it was excruciating.
If they were up by 12 with a minute to go, I would probably believe that it was fixed. But I just have to say that you have to understand also that that basketball actually is a fairly even playing field. I mean, small market teams actually are much better in basketball than they are in a lot of other sports.
Really, where you think the same amount of people would watch them?
Well, it kind of look at San Antonio won the championship before that.
Yeah.
I mean, San Antonio is a smaller market than Portland. I mean, it's like the fourth biggest market in Texas.
Yeah, I don't know. I think San Antonio is a little bigger than Portland.
Well, I mean, in terms of fan base and in terms of being a sports city, I think Portland's a little more. It's a little more. I think it ranks a little higher because it's got a. I just think it. Well, Portland isn't exactly the top notch. If it's not New York, it's not L.A. But I think San Antonio and Indiana and Utah. I think those are. I think those are a step below Portland.
Yeah, I'm out of the loop on that stuff.
Well, I appreciate you calling, my friend.
Yeah, you do a great show.
Oh, well, thanks a lot.
Yeah, keep up the good work.
Have fun in Portland.
All right.
All right. Bye. FMU, you're on the air.
Tom Scharpling, please.
Speaking.
Tom, my name's Greg Hamilton. I'm the XFL head of on-air talent.
Oh, hey.
Hey, listen, look, we heard your show last week, and we here at the XFL were very impressed.
By the XFL show I did?
The XFL night, we were very impressed. You kept a very clear head throughout the show and never caved in to the misguided opinions of your callers.
Really?
Yes, and as a matter of fact, we played the tape of the show for Mr. McMahon.
Uh-huh.
And he was bowled over.
Wow. You're serious?
I'm very serious.
Wow. This is awesome.
It's pretty exciting, and Mr. McMahon has instructed me to extend the following offer to you.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah. Yes.
We would like for you to join the XFL family of announcers.
Really?
At first, if you want to do it, you'll be doing radio.
You mean actually calling the games?
You would call the games on radio first.
Uh-huh.
But then it is our intention of getting you on the TV end of things.
Okay. Hopefully
by the end of the season.
I would be, there's one thing, though. I guess that the ratings are kind of bad. That's one thing I've been reading a lot about is the ratings fell again this last weekend, and people even talked about the league folding at the end of the year.
Oh, well, that's a gross exaggeration. Matter of fact, Mr. McMahon stated earlier today at a press conference that he intends to give the league a good 15 years before even considering what to do next.
15 years? 15 years. Like a 15-year commitment?
Yes, and I'm sure you've heard about the expansion teams coming in, the team from Seattle, the Grunge, and the Western Maine Crabmen.
I had a writer on last week who talked about that. Yeah, so that's kind of exciting. So yeah,
But I wouldn't worry about that because by in 15 years you'll probably have your own variety show by that point. You'll be so famous.
You mean because of the XFL thing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I would probably say I'll do it.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you this also, okay? The money at first is not... It's good. It's not fabulous, though, okay?
Okay.
All we can offer you at first is around the area of $250.
250 what?
$250,000.
Oh, my God. Yeah, that's fantastic money.
Well, and like I said, we hope to get you on the TV end, and then hopefully by the end of the year you'll be doing the championship game. with Governor Ventura and also the All-Star game.
Okay. What do I do?
Just come by my office tomorrow, McMahon Enterprises.
Where is that?
It's on 5th Avenue.
Okay,
And just ask for me.
Okay, what was your name again?
You know who this is, don't you?
From the XFL? I can't remember your name, sir. I'm sorry,
Well, let me tell you, okay?
Uh-huh.
It's Hot Rockin' Ronny Fuqua getting Hot Rockin' Doom Football League revenge on your sorry ass.
Oh, no!
You are so stupid.
I'm not stupid. You
fell for it hook, line, and stinker.
No,
The ultimate fool is on the other end of this phone.
That's not... Come on. Okay, you actually had me. But...
You're a dummy.
I'm
not a grade A dummy.
Now, for anybody who's not sure, I just want to... This chowderhead who's talking right now...
Hey, hang on. Attention. This is Sergeant John Q. America bringing you the finest patriotic music and marches your AM dial has to offer. You're listening to WUSA Boise. Stay tuned for another 300 minutes of commercial-free parade music. Here's the latest from Lance Williams. Honor, strength, and integrity.
Wait,
Where were we?
Hold on a second. First of all, let me just say that for anybody who's listening and doesn't know, this guy, Hot Rockin' Ronny, is he's a guy who used to have this time slot on the station.
And should still have it.
And he, I guess for whatever reason, was dismissed, let go.
Because you came back. Had you not come back, I'd still be doing my new classic power rock show.
Well, I was told that this is my new time slot. It is my new time slot, and you were just a victim of just the way changes work, I guess.
I was a victim of your greed.
I had nothing to do with it. So anyway, Hot Rockin' Ronny, you what was that we just heard?
What do you mean?
That patriotic thing.
Yeah. Well,
because the last time we spoke to you, you were, I guess you were what, Dr. Smooth or Dr. Silk?
Dr. Silk.
Yeah, Dr. Silk.
That didn't fit so good. I mean, I think I was great at it. I had great ratings in Philly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we played the best of Luther, Celine, and Christopher Cross.
And what happened? You got let go yet again?
That's their version of it. I kind of outgrew it.
Uh-huh. And where are you now?
I'm in God's country.
Which is?
Boise.
Oh, wow, Boise. So you're really moving downward.
What? I love it here. This is a real city.
Yeah, I guess Boise. Yeah, it's not Philadelphia like you were last time, or it's not New York.
Yeah, you dummies in New York can have that toilet as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, okay. I guess Boise was your choice, your first choice.
Oh my God! Have you had the food here? Ever had the food here?
No, I've never been.
Best potato wedges I've ever had.
Wow! So you're knee deep in potato wedges.
They do not skip on the paprika.
Well, that's fantastic. I guess it's you and your potato wedges. And what is that? What is that you were playing? I mean, I'd still.
Well, we here at WUSA play the best in patriotic music, specializing in marches.
So you really are on a slippery slope that just keeps that never ends.
This is the music of the future.
Of whose future?
Of popular music. Have you heard this guy Lance Williams, who I just played?
No, I didn't. I haven't heard Lance Williams, who's what is he? A band leader?
He's a composer and slash band leader. He's like the Ricky Martin of marches.
The Ricky Martin of marches.
Women love this guy.
Wow. So you really are on to something then.
Well, I got to hang around him a couple days last month. He came through. He was doing a gig in Boise. I'd be happy just to get his runoffs.
Yeah, I guess you'd be lucky to pretty much get.
Do not think for a second that I don't have groupies.
Yeah, you'd be lucky to get Hal Linden's runoffs.
Let me just say that I've amassed that John Q. America has amassed quite a trove full of women's panties.
Oh, that's disgusting. And how is that possible? Are people in Boise? Is Boise some sort of quarantined area where women are just where there's literally like 500 women for every one man?
You are so lucky that I live out here, and I'm loving life.
Why is that?
It makes me hate you a little less.
Really?
I mean, I love it out here, and like I said, I'm so happy that my hatred for you, although still very prominent in my life, has diminished somewhat, and so I want you to know that I am happy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
you are not.
You sound real happy playing that music. That really. You started off with that format called, what was it, New Classic?
New Classic Power Rock.
Yeah, and I guess you.
Steve Miller, Kansas, Jethro Tull.
And that's the kind of stuff you were doing here.
That is correct. Then, as you'll recall, I went on the RM dial.
Yeah, that was a very successful thing. You were in Florida, I think.
Stark, Florida. It would have been had my boss not embezzled all the money and stranded me.
Yeah, I guess it was his fault.
Look.
It's always somebody with Hot Rockin' Ronny. That's one thing I've noticed with this guy. There's always a reason. It's never his horrible show.
My shows are... You're going to call this horrible? That's the real stuff, my friend.
Yeah, that is real stuff.
That rocks 100% harder than anything you ever played.
Than anything I've ever played. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm really rocking out to the sound of that piccolo in there.
You don't know good music, my friend.
How
are your ratings at this point? I'm doing great.
I know I'm doing pretty good too.
I bet you don't broadcast from a mall.
You got me on that one. I do not broadcast from a mall.
See, that's your problem. You never want to meet the people. The public loves me.
Well, the public, I think... First of all, I seriously doubt that the public loves you, except
you heard me talk about the panties. I get jockeys and briefs, too, but I don't want to get into that.
I don't want to get into that either. The people love me and hate you, though. That's one thing I've found out here at...
Look, are you on the air right now?
Yes.
I'll bet if you would take a call, you will definitely get at least 18 pro Hot Rockin' Ronny disciples.
To every one pro call for me?
I doubt you would even get one.
All right. Hey, the phone number is 201-200-9368. I just want to put this to the test and see if you're pro Hot Rockin' Ronny or pro Tom Scharpling.
Oh, and it's not Hot Rockin' Ronny anymore. It's John Q. America.
Oh, John Q. America. I like how you actually change your identity 100% for every gig as you slide down the ladder.
That is how you do it in the radio game. That's why you get 0 ratings, because you are a dud.
Well, let's give this a shot here. FMU, you're on the air.
Pro Tom Scharpling.
Thank you. There's one. So we got 1 for Tom, 0 for Hot Rockin' Ronny.
Hey, I think I heard that person say screw Tom Scharpling.
John Q. Public, I guess.
Sergeant John Q. America. You can't got that sergeant.
Oh, so you went in the Army to get that ranking?
Not specifically, no. Not on paper, but in of all servicemen in the Boise area, I could go into any VFW and they would roll out that red carpet.
Yeah. WFMU, you're on the air.
Hey. Rockin Ronny sucks.
Hot.
Did you hear that?
Barely.
Say it again.
Rockin Ronny sucks.
You got that? He said Rockin Ronny sucks.
You can't say that on the air. Hey, not here anywhere.
Well, he just did.
You'd never catch John Q. America saying the F word out here.
Well, the guy didn't say the F word.
He said the S word.
Oh, yeah. So we literally right now it's 2-0.
I am going to disqualify that last vote because of the profanity. Hello?
WFMU, you're on the air.
Yeah, hi. I wanted to comment about Hot Rockin' Ronny.
You love it.
I think he should be castrated. I don't understand why he's so pro-revolutionary war music. What's that all about?
I'll tell you what it's about.
Yeah, I heard the music. Could you tell me what it's all about? What's
I'm your
the
new
deal?
leader, and that's your music.
What's that?
I'm your new leader, and that's your music.
And where are you situated, sir? Where are you? In Iowa? In Idaho?
Downtown Boise.
And you used to live in New Jersey, is that correct?
I used to live in that crap hole, or as I like to call it, man crapton.
Right, and what made you move out to Idaho, sir? I'm just curious.
The fact that he can't get any radio work out here.
That is not true. That is not true.
I see. Well, I must say, you must have quite a share value out there, out in Idaho.
I'm doing great.
Hey, caller, let's get your vote. I think I know which way you're leaning, but what's your official vote?
Let me make this short and sweet. Hot Rockin' Ronny, for lack of a better word, sucks.
You hear that?
That's my answer.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome.
You listen to me. Doing this show out there, nobody talked like that to Hot Rockin' Ronny. Nobody. There was respect.
Well,
I get that respect out here, too, as John Q. America.
I should say you're listening to WFMU, East Orange, WXHD, Mount Hope, worldwide on the internet at WFMU.org. This is the best show on WFMU, hosted by Tom Scharpling every Tuesday night. And Hot Rockin' Ronny, it is 3-0 right now. You are just tanking horribly.
You stink. This is fixed.
It's fixed. Okay, well, here's another call. WFMU, you're on the air.
Hi, Tom. I got one for Hot Rockin' Ronny.
You like Hot Rockin' Ronny?
Yeah, I got to say, I liked his classic rock. I'm not a big fan of what he's doing today, but, he knew how to rock it.
Well, I'm rocking it new style here. Check this out.
Okay. I'll have to give this some time.
Capitan. That's another Lance Williams track.
Okay.
Well, my good friend, I do appreciate that. Now,
okay, Ron.
You can tell me that you like the crap that he plays out there, do you?
It's...
Like, what did he play tonight?
Yeah, I don't even remember.
What did you play tonight?
I played some a band called Love, a band called Tram.
Tram.
It's good stuff, but
you've got to play.
I still dig the classic rock.
You like Tull, don't you?
You know it.
Well, let me tell you, if you like the flute, you'll like this.
Oh, stop it.
That's called the Invincible Eagle.
And what, you're on the air right now out there?
Yeah.
And people actually listen to that?
Like I said, 300 minutes of commercial-free parade music.
300 minutes. Boy, that's a successful station. They can't sell advertising. They've got 300 minutes at a time where they do where they just play records because nobody.
You're a turkey. You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's 3-1 right now.
I got one.
You got one. 201-200-9368. Now's the time to vote. Me or Hot Rockin' Ronny, or I should say John Q. Public.
Sergeant John Q. America.
What is that, like a superhero?
Well, in a way, that's how my listeners think of me. Yeah.
I mean, what are your powers? Can you fly?
You know what I can do?
What?
I deliver the best in marching music for the Boise area. Now check this out. You should see me on July 4th. I got this thing planned that's going to knock everyone's socks off.
Yeah, if you're still working in Boise, if you haven't slid past that.
I am here to stay. I can't wait to find a Boise woman and make her my own.
Yeah, ladies of Boise, I say to you, run. Run, don't walk.
I've got my eye on this one woman that pitches for the Boise Wildcats semi-pro softball team.
Uh-huh. WFMU, you're on the air.
Hey, it's me again.
Hey.
Yeah, I just wanted to... I have a question for Rockin Ronny over there.
I can barely hear you.
Yeah, you got to speak up.
Your station is so weak, I can't even hear this guy.
I'm losing you, buddy. I'm losing. I'm losing
you.
You
are losing.
No, it's still 3-1.
No, it's not.
201-200-9368 is the number.
That one dude's disqualified because he cursed.
Nobody cursed. Don't worry. That's my responsibility. I should say later in the program, we're going to have on Weatherman Cliff Petterson from CN8, who will be talking about how the storm of the century became the storm that never was. He'll be explaining.
That's what's great about Boise. No storms, practically no weather.
Boy, that sounds like a real attractive feature.
Great.
WFMU, you're on the air.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey. I gotta say, I've never heard of either of you guys.
So, what do you want me to do about that?
Well, first of all, I'd like you to play some music, which is something I haven't heard you do yet.
Well, here you go.
At least this guy's playing music. This hot Rockin Ronny guy.
The Unforgettable Diplomat March.
He did get you.
So what kind of tunes do you want me to play?
I don't know, I just want to hear something. I haven't heard the show before, and I want to hear some music. And instead of this guy rambling on, he sounds kind of psycho to me.
Like what? What do you want me to play? Let's
I got no idea. Just whatever.
Well, give me a request. I'll go play it.
You have no idea.
Name a record. I'll go play. What's your favorite record of all time?
Name a march. I'll play it.
You play me something you think I'll like.
I don't know who you are. God.
Well, here's one. Here's one he'll love. This is called Liberty Bell.
FMU, you're on the air.
Now I got this phone working.
Yeah, sounds better.
I got a question for Mr. Sargent over there.
Yes, sir.
What exactly is the style of your music? Is it just marching, or is it
patriotic
sucking, or what is it?
It's patriotic music.
Patriotic music
slash march.
So that's what you play.
That's
all day.
300 minutes commercial free.
How do you live with yourself?
This is
good question. Good question.
This is great. Well, the same way I lived with myself when I was Dr. Silk in Philly.
And how was that?
Just fine. I mean, if you had any idea how much tail I got, you'd be envious.
Yeah, well, something tells me a lot of that's probably hate mail.
No, not mail. Tell him what I just said.
He said tail.
Maybe
tail.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, thanks for calling. Let's get another one on here. The votes are coming in. People are definitely dead set against Hot Rockin Ronny. WFMU, you're on the air.
No, they're not.
Oh, yeah, I want to vote for Rockin Ronny.
Yes.
My old lady's in the kitchen. She wants to vote for him, too.
That doesn't count, though.
Yes, it does.
No,
yes,
it doesn't. You have to hear the voice.
No.
Put her on there.
Put her on.
Smug little dude, you're down.
Okay, that guy cursed, so he doesn't count.
No. The first disqualify the woman. His vote stands. So I say we're 4-3 now in my.
WFMU, you're on the air.
I think he's really sexy.
You think Hot Rockin Ronny is sexy?
Yeah.
They love me.
So you give him the vote?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, come on, people.
7-3.
It's tied now. No, it's 3-3.
I've got 7.
Can I make a request for Hot Rockin Ronny?
Yes. What march do you want to hear?
Firebird Suite by Hanover Park High School Band.
I'm going to cue that up. Give me about a minute. I still have to get through the Thunderer, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
That's a great request. That's in the top now.
Uh-huh. Wow, Hot Rockin Ronny, you really are a...
It seems like somebody is eating a massive slice of humble pie.
Really? Who's that?
You?
Well, it's tied right now. It's 3-3. Hey, are you ever back in this area, Hot Rockin' Ronny?
I'm sorry, what?
Are you ever back in this area?
I hope to never come back in that area.
WFMU, you're on the air.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm voting for Tom, but have you seen The Other Sister?
Have I seen the movie The Other Sister?
Great movie.
It's not a trick question. The Giovanni Ribisi character is obsessed with marching bands.
Well. How's that, Hot Rockin' Ronny?
It's a great movie. That's a great idea for a character. And he's good. He's good.
Well, thank you for voting for me.
You're welcome.
I can't believe he didn't vote for me, though.
Oh, geez, Hot Rockin' Ronny. Okay, here we go. We're coming down to the wire here. WFMU, you're on the air.
Yeah, I want to give a vote for Hot Rockin' Ronny.
Yes.
Oh,
my boy.
Why is that?
He loves the music.
He's a phenomenal DJ. I hear all these people calling up just because he's successful. He made it all the way out to Boise. People are hating on him.
Yep.
I ain't having that.
Thank you.
He's awesome. King of the marshes. You know, John Philip Sousa.
Yep.
You can't mess with him.
He was the original Lennon and McCartney.
Who's that? John Philip Sousa?
Yes, I only wish I could have taken a request from that gentleman.
WFMU, you're on the air.
Yeah, Rockin' Rodney's good with me too, man.
Yes.
Oh, no, he's in the lead now. Come on, people.
Hates Tom Scharpling.
That's not true. I need 2 more in a row to come out in my defense, and then we're going to say goodbye to this hot rockin' moron.
Jealousy.
It's jealousy.
Jealousy at its finest.
201-200-9368 is the number. We're taking votes right now. Because I was going to say before, if you ever have the guts to come back in this area, if they allow you, then I would be willing to let you up to the studio, Hot Rockin' Ronny, and you can assume any persona you want. You could be Dr. whatever your name was, Dr. Smooth, or John Q. Public, and then
Sergeant John Q. America.
And you can come up and do any persona you want. Hot Rockin' Ronny, play your core music that you were playing, or your new classic power crap, and we'll let the audience vote. I will give up my show if you actually manage to beat me in a we'll have a DJ off.
The way it's going, it seems like you're going to lose the show anyway, and I will be back to you, and I cannot wait to see your face.
WFMU, you're on the air.
Yeah, I vote for Tom.
Thank you. What do you hate about Hot Rockin' Ronny?
I can't say that I hate Hot Rockin' Ronny, but he's annoying.
Thank you. All right, thanks for calling.
That doesn't count.
Here we go. One more call coming in.
What's the score? It's like 7-2.
No, it's tied at 5. WFMU, you're on the air.
Yeah, Ronnie's a jackass.
So are you voting for me?
That's right.
No!
Thank you. It's 6-5. Thank you. Hey, and here's any more calls? One more.
Come on, New York. Pull through for me. I hate your guts.
WFMU, you're on the air.
Yes, I'd like to vote for Tom.
Yay! It's over, Hot Rockin' Ronny. 7-5. Thank you. Why do you not vote for Hot Rockin' Ronny, caller?
We just don't need this right-wing militia.
Exactly. Because he's probably on the verge of trying to form some sad militia that'll actually listen to him.
Yeah. He's probably marching around in his backyard.
Exactly. He's probably stockpiling guns right now.
About that.
Wow. One more. Here we go. And if this is for me, it knocks you out of the park.
New York.
All right. 201-200-9368.
Come on, you stupid idiots. Vote for me. Jerks.
Here we go. This could be the call.
Dumb jerks. Come on.
WFMU, you're on the air.
I think Tom's a dick.
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
That was a vote for me, though, I think.
No. He said Tom's a. I'm not going to play that game, but I think he's right.
Okay.
Come on, New York. Come on up. Vote for me.
What did you call them?
Jerks. Stupid idiots.
WFMU, you're on the air.
I think Hot Rockin' Ronny is a right-wing cracker.
Thank you.
But he didn't
stay in Boise. I agree. Stay in Boise, Hot Rockin'.
Who are you voting for?
Who are you voting for?
I'm voting for Tom.
Why?
Thank you. Sorry, HRR. It's another vote. That makes it 8-6.
Take two more. Come on, you idiots. Vote for me. You live in that cesspool. Come on.
WFMU, you're on the air.
Yeah, tell Ronnie he can go date a sheep out there, okay?
Thank you. That's a vote for me?
You got it.
9-6.
You stupid jackasses. Vote for me. Get your heads out of that cesspool you live in.
Thank you. And here's the final call. This will be the death blow for Hot Rockin' Ronny. WFMU, you're on the air.
Hi. First of all, two things. First, I want to vote for Tom because I think
that does it. Good night.
Mr. Sergeant, whatever his name is, John Q, Public America, he kind of sounds like the oral equivalent of fingernails on a blackboard.
Well, say hello to your new leader.
And second of all, I'm calling from Northwest Indiana, and your affiliate out here, wherever it's at, they keep cutting off every hour, man. It's like I'll hear you guys for an hour, then dead silence for an hour, then another hour of music and talk or whatever.
Who are you talking about? Us or?
I think it's the affiliate you're using out here in Indiana.
You got to listen to WFMU.
I don't know what affiliate it is or what, but
I don't know.
Check out USA.com.
I don't know. Maybe you can have your station managers or whoever's in charge over there, get on the ball and give these guys a proverbial boot in the ass.
Well, thank you. I don't know anything about that, but I'll pass it along.
Everybody
thank
you. Thanks.
Kick in the ass.
Hey, Hot Rockin' Ronny.
You need a kick in the ass.
You have been Hot Rockin' rejected.
No way. I'm coming back.
And you and your patriotic power crap can vacate the premises.
Never.
So would you be up to it though, you coward? If by the
there's no cowardice on my end, Frank.
If you have the courage to come back to New York, would you come up here and have a DJ off?
I will destroy you on your turf.
Now you know that if you just got a taste of how the vote is going to go. If it goes
close.
It was 10-6. That's not that close.
That's pretty darn close.
So if it goes 10-6, and people actually get to hear a half hour of the awful show you'll actually do.
You don't know that.
Well, having heard, unless by that point you're literally doing a broadcast overseas.
I'd love to crack the overseas market.
I'm sure you will be cracking it soon when Boise tires of you.
When I'm over there, I'm going to be cracking your and your listeners' heads apart with my power marches.
Well, you and your Power March radio can march on off into the sunset.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for voting for me. The phone number, 201-200-9368. We, momentarily, I guess we'll have Cliff Petterson on the program. He is the weatherman for CN8 cable television, and he's going to talk all about the storm that did not materialize this past weekend. WFMU, you're on the air.
Yeah, this is just a quick note for that listener in Indiana, how there are repeater stations cutting off every hour. That listener should email Ken at WFMU.org describing what exactly he's hearing and what's happening. That would be really helpful if he would do that. Just a side note.
And who are you?
Wendy Mysterioso.
Well, thank you, Wendy. So if you're listening to that person in Indiana, follow that advice, I guess. WFMU, you're on the air. I don't know who that was, but and I don't know if that was Hot Rockin' Ronny or if it was just one of his. I guess he's got 6 fans out there, so bully for him and his 6 supporters. 201-200-9368 is the number. Cliff Petterson, the CN8 weatherman, should be joining us shortly. And I should make mention that WFMU has its annual marathon coming up in just 2 weeks, March 19th to April 1st, the 2001 marathon. It's a lot of fun, where we try to raise money for the station, and being that WFMU is 100% independent and self-sufficient, It allows DJs to do their own thing, like this program. You wouldn't hear this program on WNEW. They would not allow this at the Extreme Talk station. We don't accept money from corporations or the government. We don't accept any underwriting. And we haven't interrupted our programs to ask for money for over a year. So we sent out a pre-marathon brochure to everybody who's on our mailing list, and you can respond by mail if you want. Otherwise, during the marathon from March 19th to April 1st, you can call in and pledge during the shows, and I suggest that you pledge during this program. Old Tom here needs a little vote of confidence from you. Or you can make a pledge online and check out all our tchotchkes, which we will be giving away at WFMU.org. If you'd like to come down and volunteer before, during, or after the marathon, you want to talk to Scott during business hours at 201-521-1416, extension 228, or you can email him at volunteer@WFMU.org. We need volunteers to answer the phone, stuff the envelopes, do data entry, cook or bring food, etc., etc., etc. Let's, I'm not getting Cliff here, so I am going to, let's see, we got a call. WFMU, you're on the air.
Hey, Tom. It's Cliff Petterson, CN8. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for calling, Cliff.
Well, thank you for having me on your show, Tom.
Now, everybody should, if you're not aware...
make a human connection now and again.
It's nice to make a human connection now and again, yes.
That's correct. And I'm happy to have a forum for my discussion of the views on the weather.
Well,
sure.
I appreciate you calling up and doing this. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, Cliff Petterson does the weather for the CN8 cable.
Chief meteorologist and hydrologist for CN8 News in New Jersey.
Mm-hmm. You do the weather
under the auspices of Comcast Cable.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for being on the program. And
this is what station are we on, Tom?
This is WFMU, which is in Jersey City. It's 91.1 on the radio dial.
Very good. Very, very, very good.
Well, so I guess a lot of people...
I'm definitely a fan of the radio. I didn't ever have the opportunity to work on the radio for the weather. However, I assume it would be a fantastic forum for weather as well.
Well, radio, I think, is a fantastic forum for a lot of news and information.
Sometimes I wish I were on the radio, Tom, and not on-air talent for CN8.
Well, now's a chance that you can be on the radio then.
And you'll forgive my attitude right now, Tom, because I of course, have been pretty caught up in this whole winter storm 2001 for the last 3 or 4 days, which has prevented me from getting a lot of sleep. And
so it's been a pretty...
It's been pretty hectic for the last 4 days, and certainly a learning experience for me and everybody in New York about what happens during a storm crisis.
Yeah, it was...
not as considerable a winter storm as one would imagine it would have been, based on all the hype ahead of time, although I could have told you that about a week ago, although I guess I was prevented from doing so on my station anyway.
Really? It's from what? From telling people what would happen?
Well, I don't want to get off on a rant, but why don't you ask the questions and I'll give you the answers?
Okay, well, I guess the storm did have...
Because it certainly has... This particular storm has certainly gotten a lot of attention, and I guess in a way, I don't blame it for getting that kind of attention, because it really, in my mind, has been one of the more significant storms of certainly our generation, and certainly one of the most interesting storms to have occurred in the last century.
So this storm that actually just passed through for the last couple days?
Well, let me say this, Tom. I've gotten plenty of flack from my viewers in New Jersey and in the tri-state area about the results of the storm. And look, when I got into the weather game about 8 years ago, I knew it was going to be a mixed bag, no pun intended. But let me say that the New York viewers are fairly discerning in their views about the weather, and they're very opinionated, as New Yorkers and New Jerseyites will be.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you blame the weather person. And look, I knew that when I was getting in the weather game 8 years ago, and I emphasize game, because that's what it is. I guess it's a big game. And I guess when someone wants to discuss real weather on television, who has background in real weather and the weather sciences, as I do, from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute for 4 years that I did study there.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. With a degree in hydrology and the weather sciences and meteorology.
Okay.
That I think I have a pretty basic understanding of what goes on as far as the weather is concerned. And granted, weather's not an exact science. I never said it was. And I know it not to be.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, what is, Tom?
Yeah. Now, I guess the whole thing that a lot of people are probably wondering...
You go ahead and ask me anything you want about the storm, and I'll see if I can tell you.
Okay. I guess a lot of people, wondering...
there is a certain amount of exhaustion I am feeling because I have been up for the last 72 hours straight. And there is no question in my mind that I've had a few drinks.
Okay. I guess you're entitled at the...
But I'll tell you something. The last 4 days have been a whirlwind. Again, no pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say I'm well versed in weather puns.
Uh-huh. Well, I guess weathermen usually have a lot of fun with things like that.
But I guess I've learned a lot about, not only about this particular storm, but about the storm that goes on amongst the weather community and my so-called colleagues in that community.
Okay.
Who aren't exactly particularly supportive of my views about this particular storm.
Okay, well, let me ask you about the storm.
Go ahead, Tom. You ask away.
People started to talk about it on Wednesday or, Tuesday, Wednesday. You started to hear that this storm was on the way.
And I'll tell you something else, Tom. I'm none too pleased about the results of all this because I guess I am left completely disillusioned by the storm, not unlike many New Yorkers who felt the same way with their incessant emails and their constant barrage of phone calls to the station about how I was at fault because the storm didn't produce as much snow as it was projected, to produce.
Now, it was projected...
And I'll tell you something. Here's the thing, Tom.
Okay.
This storm, in my mind, was the most complicated and complex combination of storm fronts to have hit the tri-state area since 1871. And I know because I have studied pretty much every single storm that's ever happened in the last 150 years to hit this country. And I owe a great deal of thanks to Benjamin Franklin for his almanac, the first meteorologist, as I call him.
Mm-hmm. So I guess as a weatherman, you take interest in the history.
I'm a student of the history of weather, and I think that you have to be a student of the history of weather in order to report the weather.
That makes good sense because
then
you
have to know what's happened before us to understand what's happening now. It's not just about technology.
No, you have a proper sense of history. So
it's not just about the National Weather Service and their figures that they disseminate to all the local weather people with their computer models, because that's not those figures aren't always accurate.
Mm-hmm. Well, I should say that my guest on the program
I don't want to come off like a bore, because I'm not. Like I said,
no,
I'm exhausted, and I've had one or two drinks, and that's fine by me.
Well, you're entitled to have the drinks.
Well, Tom,
Let me just say,
doing the weather at CN8 isn't a big bag of fun. It's a business, and it's a game. And I guess I learned a lot in the last 4 days about who really does control the weather. And it's certainly not the meteorologist, and it's certainly not God, and it's certainly not Greg Coffers, the producer of the news bureau at CN8.
Well, let me just say to everybody listening, my guest is Cliff Petterson, who's the weatherman for CN8.
Cliff Petterson.
Yes, Cliff Petterson. He's the weatherman for
so-called weatherman.
He's the weatherman for CN8, which is a cable news station throughout New Jersey.
I bear a cross, Tom. I bear a cross like Jesus Christ did when he got crucified. I bear that same cross.
Okay.
No question about that.
And why is that?
No question about that. Well, I guess there's a lot of people who feel that weather people should do what they're told and report what they're told to report. And I guess I suffered that indignity in the last 4 days and realized that I'm just a functionary, just like anybody else, a cog in the whole news wheel that tells you what everybody wants to hear, what everybody should hear, instead of what really is.
Well, let me just ask. Initially, when this storm started to come
so
down,
it's a whole pile of crap, is all I'm saying. As far as I'm concerned, even though I take the weather very seriously because it's my livelihood, but maybe it isn't anymore.
How much snow did you think we were going to get hit with initially?
Well, look, here's the thing about quote-unquote Winter Storm 2001, Tom. Winter Storm 2001 was, and I didn't project this, maybe until about 2 weeks ago, but Winter Storm 2001 was very complicated in its inception. There were many factors involved in why this was supposed to be a major blizzard, and at the same time, why it did not turn out to be the major blizzard that it was projected to be.
Okay.
There are many reasons for that, all of which I do not want to get into because nobody cares.
Well, I guess if you're...
But I guess everybody does care when they report that there's supposed to be 24 or 36 inches of snow in the tri-state area, and then everybody goes into widespread panic, and everybody's happy on the news because then there's more stuff going on, and then everybody can be happy at the news desk because there's a big blizzard coming, so they can have their copywriters write all that crap about big blizzard coming, and then New York and New Jersey go into a huge panic, and that's good for everybody involved, especially the corporations and Comcast and Greg Coffers, my producer, my so-called producer, and everyone at CN8. And, well, I guess my awakening came a couple days ago when I realized that maybe this is not for me, and the weather business is just that, one big business with no integrity.
Well, you
I don't want to come on your show, and I thank you for giving me a forum for expressing my personal views, but I don't want this to be like a big vomitorium of emotion.
Okay, well, let's get back. Let's keep it with the weather then. If how much snow did you think we were going to get hit with?
Oh, look,
I,
amongst many other people in my field, felt that this was going to be a major storm. About a week ago, I thought for sure we were going to get, I would say, beyond 20 inches of snow, between 20 and 36 inches.
Okay.
And, okay, great. It didn't pan out to be that way. Fine. I understand why it didn't. I understand that when the fronts converged, 4 of them, mind you, 4 fronts, which is almost unheard of in the weather business, Tom. 4 fronts converge all at once, and a maelstrom of weather patterns all over the tri-state area. You don't even understand how exciting that is for someone like me who studies weather and the weather sciences. You don't even understand how important that is. This is a magnificent event. in weather. It's magnificent. It's never happened. You saw the movie The Perfect Storm? This one blows it away.
Really?
Yeah.
So this actually was a bigger...
I'm so sorry that some people died on a boat. Okay? I'm so sorry that some fishermen who were killing fish for a living died on a little boat. Okay? Wow. I saw the movie. George Clooney sucked. All right? He's not a good actor. He never has been. He should be doing sitcoms because that's basically his level. Now, granted, okay, when the four storms converged, we did not see the major accumulation that was projected. And I'll tell you something, the National Weather Service, who runs this whole stupid game, who strong-arms the local affiliates into doing their bidding based on their facts and figures and data and their projections, their stupid projections, which are sometimes right, sometimes not right, but they take the power away from the independent researchers like myself who are actually here in the tri-state area. And I got to answer to Greg Daniels in Taunton, Massachusetts.
Who is that?
Greg Daniels in Taunton, Massachusetts.
Well, who is that?
Figurehead who runs the National Weather Service. And I'll tell you something else, Tom. Sunday morning at 4 a.m., the National Weather Service sent a printout, which I was there to receive because I am up 24 hours a day dealing with the weather. For the people of the tri-state area, who I do this for because I love weather and I love people. Hold on one second.
Okay, my guest is Cliff Petterson, who's the CN8
I'm
weatherman.
just going to light a cigarette, and I certainly I'm not a smoker per se, but under this particular stress, I guess I'm going to have a couple cigarettes.
I guess you're entitled. Now, where do you think the failing came in from the from the way that
like I said to you before, Tom, and I don't want to sit here and repeat myself over and over again to you, so that you can tell people whatever you want to tell them about, because it's your show, which I'm happy about. Great, you have your own show. I did once too, but I'm not doing it anymore because I'm resigning.
You're resigning from what?
That's why I wanted to call in. To be quite honest, Tom, I don't want to necessarily talk about the weather, but I want to talk about the problems in the weather business.
Now, why?
And I'll sit here and talk about the storm all you want. Fine, I will do that.
Now, why are you resigning, though? I mean, that's over what? The fact that you were being strong-armed, you said?
Well, there's a certain number of variables involved, Tom.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what they are. Hold on.
My guest is Cliff Petterson, who's the weatherman for CN8. And I guess we're talking about the storm of the century that did not pan out.
What a relief that was. Okay. Let me put my Peter back in my pants. All right. What were you saying, Tom?
Basically, I was saying if you were inferring that there was some strong arm tactics going on, but the question I had,
Tom, I just guess I didn't realize how powerful the powers that be are in dealing with the weather business. In the weather industry. And like I said before, I could have told everybody on Sunday that this accumulation was not going to be. The snow accumulation was not going to be what it was projected to be.
And what everybody else was still projecting it to be.
Jumping on the bandwagon, my so-called colleagues did project it to be, and did not, to be quite honest with you, were dishonest with the public. And look, I'm no fan of the public, believe me. I've been doing weather for 8 years at CN8, and there are a lot of idiots out there who think that just by watching the weather, they know what's going on with the weather, but they don't. That's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you the storm was a hell of a lot more significant than you'd ever understand. Because I know what's going on in the troposphere.
But how
I know what's going on with precipitation. I know what's going on with the changes of temperature. And all of these factors collide into what happened with Winter Storm 2001.
Now, a lot of people would say that how can this storm be so amazing if it didn't deliver the
because
snow?
everyone wants to know. Everybody wants to think that the storm. Everybody in the news game wants everybody to believe that the storm was going to be huge, and then New York City and New Jersey goes into a panic, and everybody sits and watches the news, and everybody's glued to their stupid light boxes in their depressing little homes, tuning in to what's not even real. What's not even real.
Well, what's not real about it?
It's all fake. It's all trumped up. It's all swept under the rug. I knew for a fact on Sunday, like I said, Tom, that there was not going to be significant accumulation in the tri-state area except for certain hamlets.
But how
certain hamlets were going to experience, 15 inches. But it certainly wasn't going to be a blizzard. I knew that. And I'll tell you something else. The National Weather Service knew that too, and they sent that printout. And that printout was swept under the rug by CN8 and by other news organizations in the tri-state area who were too busy worrying about demographics and numbers and in lieu of what was real about the weather. So I have to go on, put on my game face, and do the fake weather.
So you went out and actually reported on weather that you knew was not going to happen.
I knew for a fact that this storm was not going to produce the accumulation that was projected for it to be in the blizzard range of accumulation. But everybody had already printed out, all the copywriters had already written out Winter Storm and Winter Storm Watch and blizzard on the way and all their little cute catchphrases, and they weren't going to take those out of the air.
All
right. Same thing with Desert Storm.
With Desert Storm.
Whatever.
Now, why didn't the storm happen, though? I mean, what?
Well, I'll tell you why the storm didn't happen, and I won't tell you.
Okay.
One reason why the storm didn't happen was because there were temperature shifts in the troposphere, which created... But let me tell you something else. This storm that I'm discussing with you right now was one of the most significant storms in the last 150 years, like I said. You don't see that. I'm not allowed to tell you why it was and why that when four fronts converge, it's a monumental weather event. And because all you want to know is that some snow accumulates. Everything that you see with your eyes, that makes everybody feel like it's there. But I'll tell you something.
So when you say you or me, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about you, the unsuspecting public who don't understand weather like I understand weather because I'm a hydrologist and a meteorologist.
But you have to understand that for a lot of people,
let me
just speak for 1 second.
I get 3 minutes to do my little segment in between Puff Daddy's what suit he wore to court and some bimbo telling me about what hat looks good on you for the spring fashion season, and I get my 3 minutes, and what I need to do is get 20 minutes.
Okay, but
that I can explain to you what's really going on, and I can explain to you how fascinating it is to understand that this particular storm, even though it wasn't a blizzard, and even though you, i.e. the public, didn't see snow, but in reality, it was there. It just came in a different form, and you don't understand that, and I don't expect you to understand that, and I guess I'm a little upset.
Now,
and I'm not blaming you, even though you per se, but I mostly blame CN8.
But I would have to disagree with one thing you're saying. I mean, it's all well and good that if
Tom.
No, can I ask one question?
It's like the Matrix. Okay, it's like I see The Matrix, the way Keanu Reeves saw The Matrix. You see The Matrix the way one of those people in The Matrix saw it, like everything's perfectly normal and perfectly fine, and it's life is exactly the way you imagine it. But I'm telling you that the weather is very complicated and different.
I'm glad that
I don't want to jump down your throat, but you seem to be begging for it.
No, I'm definitely not begging. I'm glad that you understand the weather to the extent that you do as a weatherman.
And I'd like to make a formal announcement of my resignation right now.
Can I make
CN8?
Okay,
and that
go ahead.
a-hole, Greg Coffers, who is a pusher of false information. Because 3 days ago I could have told everyone that this wasn't going to be the blizzard of the century.
But let me ask you.
But at the same time, I know why it was the blizzard of the century. I know why it was the blizzard of the century. But I had to be able to tell you in no uncertain terms, my way, why it was. And it wasn't going to be for the same reasons that you think it was going to be, because it was going to be 36 inches of snow. No, that's not why. That's not why it was going to be the blizzard of the century. It was the blizzard of the century because it was one of the most complex storm patterns to have hit since 1871.
My guest is Cliff Petterson, who's the CN8 weatherman, and I guess former CN8 weatherman.
Okay.
You're announcing a
Okay, here's an example. All right? You like baseball?
Yes.
All right? Let's say that somebody in the news, media, the sports guy, who's your favorite sports guy? Okay, that's fine. So you have your favorite sports guy, and he tells you that the Phillies are playing the Cubs. No, the Phillies are playing the Mets. The Mets are our home team. All right, and he says I project that the score of the Phillies-Cubs game is going to be a blowout. It's going to be 28-2.
Okay.
Mets.
All right.
You get all excited because you're going to see a slugfest, which everyone wants to see because baseball is about hitting.
Yeah.
But everybody who knows baseball knows that baseball isn't just about hitting. Then the score comes out, it's the bottom of the ninth, and it's 0-0. So everybody leaves the stadium because it's 0-0, and that guy said it was going to be 28-2. It's not 28-2, it's not a slugfest, but it's the most amazing pitching duel to have ever been witnessed in baseball history. But everyone's disappointed because they didn't get to see 28 runs. That's my analogy.
So you're saying that what happened...
I'm saying what everybody missed was that it was amazing. That the game was 0-0. And it's not about quantity, it's about quality. And I thought that's what the weather game was about until the storm happened. So mazel tov to me.
Okay. Mazel tov to you, Cliff.
And now?
Yes?
I'd like to read my letter of resignation, if you don't mind, on the air. And I hope Greg Coffers is listening, because this is going to be on his desk in the morning. Maybe we'll get a little live preview.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
It's all yours, Cliff.
And I'll tell you something else. It's not just about the weather, too, that they strong-arm you, and it's not just about the National Weather Service, which is one huge corrupt organization which perpetrates their lies on all the affiliates and all the weather people, and that everybody has to do what the Weather Center tells everyone to do because they're the weather center, they're the weather service, they're like Microsoft.
Okay.
So, to whom it may concern, I, Cliff Petterson, my real name, and there, I said it. That's my real name. I'm Jewish. My name is Cliff Petterson, but thanks to CN8, I had to change my name because they couldn't accept the fact that there are divergent cultures in the society that needs to be heard. So I guess I have to be in in some whatever.
Okay.
Some normal name from Middle America, not Jewish. But,
Are you straying from the letter now?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know if this was in the letter. I'm
Cliff
sorry.
Petterson hereby resign as chief meteorologist and hydrologist at CN8, effective immediately. Parentheses, dated 6 March, the year of our Lord, so-called Lord, 2001. I can play the game too, Tom.
Okay. Well.
After careful consideration of the actions of the News Bureau at CN8 and their parent organization, Comcast Cable, over the course of quote-unquote winter storm, dated 4 March through the present, I feel that ethical differences between myself and Greg Coffers, producer of CN8 News and Weather, grew to irreconcilable proportions. These differences are as follows. 1. Information brought forward by my independent research over the course of quote-unquote winter storm was willfully disregarded by CN8 and ipso facto went unreported. This is a breach of responsible weather reporting with which I, as a meteorologist, cannot justify simply for the purpose of corporate exigency. 2. CN8's complete lack of professional integrity with regard to the National Weather Service question, parentheses, attached as Appendix A, entitled Politics and Cronyism, the Coercive Forces Behind the the NWS, which is the National Weather Service, aforementioned, which I was telling you about, Tom. CN8's complicity in the dissemination of questionable weather information should not be tolerated and should not go uninvestigated by the FCC. Weather is not entertainment. Weather is not commerce. Weather is truth. And I stand for truth first. Apparently, CN8 does not. Stand with me in this respect. Sincerely, Cliff Petterson. So, there you go.
So that you actually are stepping down immediately.
That's correct, sir. That's what I just said. That's what I just did.
Well, I understand that. I'm just... The impact of it was surprising.
I hope I have you on my side, Tom, because I certainly probably don't have any of these idiots listening to your show on my side, because they're all just concerned about how it affects their lives and tell me that there's going to be a blizzard, because blizzards are exciting.
Well, let's take a call here. The phones have been ringing. The number's 201-200-9368. WFMU, you're on the air.
Get this drunken idiot off the phone.
Shut your mouth, idiot.
They should send him out to Boise, Idaho to play on the Sergeant show.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. You're probably too busy stewing in your sub-basement apartment worrying about the blizzard that wasn't.
Well,
which
don't
you
worry.
know nothing about.
Don't worry about that, Cliff. The phones are still ringing, so let's get another one on here. WFMU, you're on the air.
Hi, this is Richard Moody. I'm a friend of Cliff's. Can I speak with him?
Can you hear him?
Cliff, this is Richard.
Hi, Richard. How are you? Richard Moody, my
friend. Why are you drinking, and why didn't you call me your sponsor?
What are you talking about?
You're drinking and you're on the radio.
So what? I'm drinking and I'm on the radio. So I'm drinking. So I didn't call you. I don't want to call you.
I don't want to. It breaks my heart. I mean, if you're going to be drinking, you should call me.
Oh, please. Don't play your violin sonata for me, Richard. By the way, Tom, Richard Moody works for WNBC as a weatherman himself. And he's part and parcel of the problem. And personally, I think Richard is a nice guy.
So you are a friend of Cliff's, Richard?
Yeah, I'm his sponsor.
He's a friend and a colleague. And
we are both members of an alcohol abuse program.
Yeah, you can say what it is, Richard. It's called AA.
What?
It's called AA. You can say it.
But we posted on the bulletin board as Weather the Storm.
What? Sponsor, turn him up, Tom. I can't hear him.
Can you speak up, Richard? Can you speak up a little bit?
I'm sorry. As a sponsor, the program inside the class.
Oh, yeah. He's going to sing a song about how we can't talk about AA because it's not appropriate. Well, AA is stupid. and it's not stupid. I didn't mean to say it was stupid, but it's not stupid. But
AA
whatever.
stupid
I had
when
some
you're
drinks,
drunk.
so I didn't call you. So what?
So
what I'm
why
more
are you
worried about is how you're part of the problem, Richard. You're part of the with your fake Doppler 4000. That's not even real.
Fake.
That's not even real. Track a storm like I track it, Richard. Track it in the real way that you learned about in school. Where did you go to school, Richard?
I went to Gonzaga.
Went to Gonzaga. That's a very good weather science program. We both know that. We've had this discussion.
The real issue here isn't whether the weather is real, because of course Tom knows it's real.
Mm-hmm.
The real issue is
Richard.
you had too much to drink, and you should have called me, and you need to deal with what's going
Richard,
on in your life.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the program.
You're another depressed weatherman who finds solace in the bottle.
No.
You were doing so well.
Let me tell you
So
something
the
about the
storm let
program,
you
and I'll
down.
tell you, Tom, because
Okay.
you're on the line.
All right.
I have been drinking solidly for the past 8 years, and I make no bones about it.
What?
You heard me, Richard. Okay, the big secret is up. I have had drinks all the way throughout, and every time I've called you and told you that I feel weak and I'm about to drink, I was drunk at the time.
Wow.
All right?
So this is
Swallow
during
that
your
pill, Richard.
This is during whatever your recovery.
Well, I feel like a
There is no recovery. I am recovered. I am recovered.
No, you're
Recovered
very
from
depressed,
birth.
suicidal weatherman who's being
I'm
very
not going to kill
irresponsible with a
myself.
very successful career.
I'm not going to kill myself. What I'm going to do is go do the weather right, the way it should be.
What do you mean?
Now, if
should
you're
be?
Cliff Petterson's way to do the weather. Honest weather for honest people who want to understand the weather. Not people who sit and watch these corporations disseminate false information about the weather, which is completely wrong and unjust and unfair for people. For people.
Now, if you're giving up your hosting job, where do you plan on telling the weather?
I'm starting my own network, Cliff Petterson's Weather Network, and I'm going to do it whatever. I'm going to do it if I can't do it on television. I'm going to do it on the internet.
You need to make a pot of coffee, and you need to get someone over there to talk to you because you're very upset about the storm.
Richard.
What?
Richard, listen to me, okay?
You're upset about the storm.
Yeah, I am upset about the storm. Aren't you? Aren't you sick and tired of being a puppet?
Now,
Are you sick and tired of being a mechanical doll, a robot? A robot for WNBC and fake Doppler 4000, which doesn't exist? Which doesn't, because all you do is get your information from the National Weather Center, like every other goddamn channel and every other goddamn news organization
some legitimate number crunching over there.
It is not. It is not. It is not legitimate. You know it isn't. You know.
You're going to sit here and badmouth Janice Huff. I don't think
Okay,
that's
Richard.
the problem.
Okay, Richard. Let me pose this question to you, sir. And it's not because I'm drunk and you're sober.
I know.
It's because did you receive the National Weather Center report on Sunday at 4 a.m. like I did?
No comment.
No comment?
So you that
no
was
comment. No comment.
That was the report.
Did you receive the report that said we were not going that the storm front, because of the temperatures in the troposphere, we're not going to produce the same accumulation as was first projected?
That is a very dangerous accusation, Cliff.
That's not a dangerous accusation. That's the truth, Richard.
We are on public airwaves, and I will not comment
No
on
kidding,
that.
Richard.
Well, it's a good. Richard, if
I asked him a question, Tom, and he said he's playing the corporate game that I was telling you about. I could have told everybody that the storm wasn't going to be what it was, but I wasn't allowed to do what?
The information we receive from the National Weather Service is usually made immediate to the public over the airwaves. There are occasions when
you could have told your man Chris Cimino to go on the air and say that it was not going to be the same accumulation, Richard.
I will not comment.
You could have told him that. You knew that.
You are on dangerous ground here, Cliff.
Oh, I'm on dangerous ground, Richard. You're on dangerous ground. You're the one perpetrating lies. You're the one telling untruths to people about the weather. I'm not on dangerous ground. Baby, I'm free.
The fact
I'm
of the matter
free.
is the weather is not a gift.
I just sprouted wings, and I'm flying over you, Richard.
Now,
Richard, over 2 million measurements every hour. So you put that.
You're an albatross, Richard. You're an albatross, and so is your weather organization, and you know it.
Now, Richard, what do you make of Cliff's assertions that he was not allowed to broadcast the storm as he saw?
Richard knows the score. He just can't say it because he's too busy worrying about his job and his $180,000 a year that he gets to sit and watch fake computer graphs on fake Doppler 4000. That's what Richard's concerned about.
And
that's not what I'm concerned about anymore. I can't even hear him.
Withholding the weather to promote or hype up storms is very dangerous, and I would not partake in that myself.
Oh, Richard, read my appendix and have a drink. That's what you need.
No, that's not fair advice at all. I would
read my appendix about cronyism, because that's what you are. You're just a flunky like everybody else, like I was, and I'm not going to do it anymore.
Tom, there are many meteorologists with drinking problems because, as you know, it is a much hated profession.
Now that's actually I have two weathermen on the line. I guess is it
fine. Bring them on.
No. You are one of them, and Rick, he's the other one. Just how do you guys feel about like the public when a storm does not show up? You guys are to blame. It's not the weather per se. It's like shooting the messenger in a way.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what it is that the messengers shooting themselves.
Mm-hmm. So you say this goes on more...
Messengers are the ones with the guns.
So this goes on more often than not?
It goes on all the time.
This is not...
And it's only brought out now because we have a major storm situation on our hands. We had 4 days of hyper tense weather reporting that was going on, and that's when things really hit the fan. And that's when
from 1,500 weather stations and over.
Maybe I'm not making myself clear.
No, you're making yourself clear. The show actually, we're winding to a close here, guys. Though.
Well, Richard, you know. Look, I said some things, and you said some things, and I don't begrudge you your life.
Can happen. And Cliff,
I don't begrudge you your life.
Say goodbye to your career, Cliff.
Say goodbye to yourself, man.
You'll be getting a
Good. You stew in your lies, your pot of lies, in your so-called weather job, because it don't even exist, and you know it.
Mm-hmm.
Go save for your retirement, man, where you go to Tucson, Arizona, and play your golf for the rest of your dying, lying days.
Well, Cliff.
Yeah.
I've got to say goodnight to you.
Fine. I apologize to Richard. He's a friend of mine.
Okay. Well, why don't you give him a call then now? And
I'm sure he'll be calling me and dragging me to a meeting tomorrow, which I will definitely go to.
And I don't think a cup of coffee would be the worst thing in the world right now for you.
Oh, okay, Tom. You're you're a god.
No. I'm just...
You're a god. You should tell me what to do.
I'm not trying to tell anyone.
Tomorrow, when you look your weatherman straight in the eye through the TV set, and you ask him, "Are you telling the truth? Are you telling the truth?" And I'll tell you something.
Well, I appreciate you.
Something. You'll see a look from him that says, "No, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm telling you what the National Weather Service is telling me to say, and my broadcaster."
Well, I appreciate you coming on, and you've raised a lot of interest. You've actually raised more questions than answers.
I do not.
I have to say goodnight.
Deny that this was the most significant storm of the 20th century, and it was, but you don't know why.
Okay, I'm not a weatherman. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I wish you were.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Cliff. Okay, good night. Good night. Well, there he goes. Okay, you've been listening to the best show on WFMU each and every Tuesday night from 9 until 11. My name is Tom Scharpling. The email address is toms, T-O-M-S, at WFMU.org. If you have any questions or comments for me, you can email me all the time during the week, 24 hours, 7 days a week. Why don't we go down to the secret studio where none other than Small Change is getting ready to do his thing. Are you there, buddy? Can you hear me, Small Change?
Am I?
I hear you now.
Okay, I guess I am. So we're gonna get into little tunes here on the station of creation, WFMU.